We'll start with Baltimore since that's still developing right now. I guess they're all kind of still developing. But the Baltimore story is the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which I'm not familiar with Baltimore enough to know about that bridge, collapsed last night when it was struck by a boat. And yes, Rosenberg, you said this is a major bridge. This is a real deal bridge.
Yeah. Nah, it's a very, very it's a big bridge outside Baltimore, off of 695, which is like the Baltimore Beltway, and it's on the Patapsco River, and it's a big, actually kind of beautiful bridge that was made in the 70s. It was like a real engineering marvel back in the 70s, and it has a pretty distinctive look. And if you guys haven't seen the video yet, this bridge that opened in 1977, it just completely falls apart after this cargo boat runs into it. And the boat, Ebro, had like 22 people working on it as well. And obviously, that's got to be a worrisome situation too, right? Because the bridge collapsed onto the boat.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with the whole story here. Apparently, the boat was in the port of Baltimore. It's something to do with, I think maybe the boat was Singaporean, going into the port of Baltimore, and yeah, caused the collapse. And then obviously what you're going to see a lot today is the blame game. Going at the Transportation Secretary, Pete Buttigieg, who's been on the program, and also Joe Biden. Now, remember, Joe Biden has, and the Democrats have pushed forward through this infrastructure bill. Part of the infrastructure bill was to fix bridges and roads and a lot of the things that are deteriorating in the country. And so you're going to see now people blaming Biden because he's the president and Buttigieg because he's the transportation secretary, as if the passing of this infrastructure bill was going to get a bridge fixed, I don't know, in the last 12 months. And things actually move that fast.
I don't know. We have no idea of knowing whether that bolstering up the infrastructure would have prevented it from falling if a big cargo boat runs into it.
I'm reading they're looking for 7 people in the water still. And we'll keep you updated. But prayers out to anybody down in Baltimore.
This is a long bridge, though. This bridge is like, if you haven't seen it yet, it's one of those bridges that driving across it takes a minute. You know what I mean? It's not it's a real bridge. And so when you watch the video, Ebro, of it falling apart in different pieces, man, it's such a nightmare scenario if you happen to be on it, either working on it or in a car on the bridge. Just
3 hours ago, there was up to 20 individuals and multiple vehicles had plunged into the river.
Scary. That's great. Wouldn't the blame be on the boat and not citing regulations in terms of their height? I would assume so.
Well, the boat actually ran into one of the support beams, like the pillars in the water. So it didn't like clip the top. It hit one of the support. According to the video I'm looking at right now,
that's like literally so.
Wow.
Like someone may have been asleep on the job, literally.
Well, no, they also said that, since this video of this, they said that the lights on the boat actually were flickering when the boat went off course. It might have been a mechanical problem with the boat, too. We don't know yet.
But he crashed into one of the pillars and that made it collapse. Wow.
And there was a construction crew on the boat working on the concrete. I mean, on the bridge.
They were actually doing renovations on the bridge, too. At the time. So that's the Baltimore bridge collapse. Over to Cardi B. Here is audio of Cardi B explaining why she got pulled over by the LAPD and plans to sue.
I got stopped by the cops yesterday. They thought I was trafficking fentanyl, and they thought I had a gun in my car. So they stopped me and everything. All the helicopters in L.A., they was outside, yo. I was freaking out. Like, they had me outside for like 3 hours. They had me getting butt naked outside, yo. Like, I'm about to sue the LAPD. Like, you already know, like, I had like a bad day yesterday. And I told them, like, yo, I'm Cardi B. Like, do I look like I gotta sell some shit? Why would I do that? Like, why? I will never do no like that. Like, and they didn't believe me. Like, it was like some white cops or something. Like, they didn't know who I was. So, like, they was really tough on me and everything. They said that, like, somebody gave them a clue. I really feel like it was one of my ops. They're really trying to ruin my life. I've been going through a lot lately, but, like, for somebody to do that, like, tip the LAPD.
We'll watch that play out and keep you updated.
That's crazy, bro.
Well,
imagine you're just riding home.
Well, to get if she really got strip searched on the street like that, and they were looking for fentanyl and guns off a report, it sounds like she has a case.
I don't get it. Man.
It sounds loosey goosey, and it definitely sounds like she has a case.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Well, that's crazy.
Speaking of cases, Diddy is the big story.
What?
It was live yesterday on television as the Department of Homeland Security stormed into Diddy's house in Los Angeles, the mansion. You could see Christian Combs, one of his sons, and Justin Combs in handcuffs, among other people, on the lawn in front of the house.
I felt that's really sad, man. I feel bad for those kids. All those kids, man, are in a really weird, horrible situation. And likely have been in it for a long time.
Yep.
And frankly, been around things they probably never should have been around.
And then we get reports that Diddy was pacing at a Miami private airport. There were initial reports that somehow he was going to the Cape Verde Islands. But a few hours ago, we got updated that never happened, and he had been detained. Correct, Rosenberg?
It's being speculated that he's been detained. I have not seen that anywhere official. I'm only seeing that he definitively was pacing around as of 3 o'clock yesterday. People do not know whether or not he flew somewhere or he was definitely detained. That's not known.
So he's probably not detained, because that would be everywhere at this point, no?
Not necessarily, because if they did it really quickly and privately and people didn't see it, then no, not necessarily.
Okay.
And it got late last night.
As it does.
Every night.
Definitely a
Crazy how that happens.
No, every night.
Every night. Now, in all seriousness, we don't know. What we do know is the allegations were sex trafficking against Diddy, illegal guns, and illegal drugs, which we heard some of those details in the Cassie story, that was around that. Diddy settled that case, but that was more of the civil side. He paid her out. That doesn't mean that the federal government can't pick this stuff up and pursue some criminal when it comes to sex trafficking, drugs, and guns. And then there was obviously been other allegations against Diddy that maybe there's things that we have not even heard about in the public.